good morning to today morning's episode of Unrealistic. Today is episode 11.
No,
Today
it's episode 9.
today is episode whatever it's whatever episode you want it to be. So today you guys get to pick what episode it is.
Ah,
No,
for
just
sure.
kidding. So I guess it's episode 9. I clearly am not paying attention, but awesome, bro. Yeah, it's an Unrealistic podcast, the podcast by Savages for Savages. Where today is honestly, I'm so excited, bro. Today, the topic that we're gonna talk about today is probably like of all self development, like productivity, personal development, books and shit that I've just consumed over my life. This one concept has probably caused more change and helped me more than anything else in my life, especially like to overcome a lot of my self-sabotage and limiting beliefs and all that stuff. So before I get into that, I want to read. I was rereading Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand this past week. There's a passage that in there is probably one of my favorite passages in the world. So I'm gonna start with that, and then I'll explain why it's relevant to what we're talking about today, right? So, just to give you all a little bit of an overview. So this character, the main character right now, is about to go on a giant fucking rant about people who talk about money is the root of all evil. That's the stupidest fucking thing that he's ever heard, right? And that whenever I read that the first time, I was like, mind blown, dude, because literally, like, as a society, it's really popular to condition us that like money equals greed and money is the root of all evil, and somehow that you're virtuous by being not having money, right? Not be You're not greedy, right?
Yeah, it's
But
just it's also because it's been portrayed, like in so many different ways, whether it be like online, movies, TV, whatever. It shows that. Like
right,
we've
as
been,
if, yeah, it's like wealth will destroy people, or some
yeah,
shit. And then so the thing is, if you believe that subconsciously, right, you're always gonna hit a ceiling whenever you're trying to be the best version of yourself, because you believe on a deep internal in your nervous system that if you go higher than this level, it's gonna cause danger for yourself, because that's how you condition your brain, or that's how you've been conditioned. And until today, you haven't taken deliberate control of that conditioning. Actually, let me speak on that real quick. So my favorite poem of all time is called "Our Greatest Fear" by Marianne Williamson. I'm starting now. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Bro, dude,
I remember
that
when I first heard that, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but when I first heard that, I think I told you, like, bro, I was like shaking, and I was like, damn, that really hit hard. Like, it really does.
dude, see, like that, and that's the whole thing, bro. Like the people who believe that they're somehow being virtuous by playing small, or like somehow being virtuous by not showing off your job. So, but again, we live in a society that it's the have you heard the crab in a bucket story?
No.
So a guy was walking past a person who sells crabs on the side of the street, right? And the crabs are all alive, and they're in this giant bucket. And he sees one crab trying to escape. So he tells the store owner, "Hey, dude, there's a crab. It's about to jump out of the bucket." And the crab owner says, "No, look, watch." So as that crab is about to leave the bucket, all the other crabs fucking grab it and pull it back down. This is a real thing. So other crabs don't let other crabs leave the fucking bucket, bro. It's like, you're fucking staying with us, motherfucker. You're staying
I
down
didn't know
here.
that. What the fuck?
That's Yeah, it's a true story, and
Holy shit.
that's literally exactly what society does. Like your friends and your family or whatever. If you blow up way too fast, then all of a sudden you're gonna start hearing, "Hey, bro, money isn't everything." And it's not. That's not what we're saying here. But like, all of a sudden people are gonna go into it's a reflex mode, right? So you have to understand that when you're working on yourself, like people are like, "Dude, you really need to spend time with friends." Again, it's a reflex, right? People
No, for sure. Yeah,
um
definitely.
yeah, people
We've
are
all heard
always
it.
gonna, but and even in, it's also because they exactly what we're talking about today, bro. People think that that's people who like chase money, it's because it's not money that's evil, it's the love of money. When you're obsessed with money to the point where you start taking shortcuts, or you start stealing or you start being greedy, that's why this passage that I still haven't read yet, because I'm talking about completely some other shit. This passage is what it really, where it really clicked for me, right? So I'm just gonna read here and there. It's not the whole thing. There, it would take me like 25 minutes to read the whole passage, but cool. So anyway, Reardon heard Bertram Scudder say to a group of girls, "Don't let him disturb you. You know, money is the root of all evil, and he is the typical product of money." Reardon didn't think Francisco could have heard him, but he saw Francisco turning to them with a gravely courteous smile. "So you think that money is the root of all evil," said Francisco. "Have you ever asked what is the root of money? Money is a tool of exchange, which can't exist unless there are goods produced and men able to produce them. Money is the material shape of the principle that men who wish to deal with one another must deal by trade and give value for value. Money is not the tool of the moochers who claim your product by tears or of the looters who take it from you by force. Money is made possible only by the men who produce. Is that what you consider evil? When you accept money in payment for your effort, you do so only with the conviction that you will exchange it for the product of the effort of others. It is not the moochers or the looters who give value to money. Not an ocean of tears nor all the guns in the world can transform those pieces of paper in your wallet into the bread you will need to survive tomorrow. Those pieces of paper, which should have been gold, are a token of honor, your claim upon the energy of the men who produce. Your wallet is a statement of hope that somewhere in the world around you, there are men who will not default on the moral principle, which is the root of money. Is this what you consider evil? Money is the root of, oh my God, bro. And I'm just going to start reading. Dude, I just go crazy. I can read the entire thing. An honest man is one who knows he can't consume more than he's produced, right? And when men live by trade and with reason, not force as their final arbiter, it is the best product that wins, the best performance, and then the man of best judgment and the highest ability. And the degree of a man's productiveness is the degree of his ward. Dude, money is not, it's not the, to love money is to know and love the fact that money is a creation of the best power within you. And your passkey to your trade, to trade your effort for the effort of the best among men. The lovers of money are willing to work for it. They know they are able to deserve it, and the man who respects it has earned it. But money demands of you your highest virtues. If you wish to make it or keep it, if you wish to make it or keep it, men who have no courage, pride, or self-esteem, men who have no moral sense of their right to their money and are not willing to defend it as they defend their life, men who apologize for being rich will not remain rich for long. Blah, 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 blah. To the glory of mankind, there was, for the first and only time in history, a country of money. And I have no higher, more reverent tribute to pay to America, for this means a country of reason, justice, freedom, production, and achievement. For the first time, a man's money, a mind and money were set free, and there were no fortunes by conquest, but only fortunes by work. Instead of swordsmen and slaves, there appeared the real maker of wealth, the greatest worker, the highest type of human being, the self-made man, the American industrialist. The words "to make money" hold the essence of human morality. Wealth has to be created. No other language has ever used these words before. Men had always thought of wealth as a static quality to be seized, begged, inherited, shared, or looted. Until you discover that money is the root of all good, you ask for your own destruction. When money ceases to be the tool by which men deal with one another, then men become the tools of men, blood, whips, guns, or dollars. Take your choice. There is no other, and your time is running out. Bro, so the fucking okay, cool. But the thing is, bro, so the essential, the entire concept in one sentence is your money is a reflection of your value to society, right? You make money by helping other people. There is no other way that you're making money. If there is no, you don't want to ever so if you want to make $1 million, solve a $10 million problem, right? If you want to make $1 billion, solve a $10 billion problem. Even if you're working for McDonald's, you're solving a problem because they need help with someone to make the burgers for them so they can blah, blah, blah. So you're helping solve a problem, but that's a very specific problem in which, they're, so regardless of what you're doing for money, you only do it by adding value to a situation, right? So your goal, again, we always talk about the point of life is not to be happy. The point of life is to be useful. So like but the thing is, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they've been conditioned to believe that it's virtuous. Like even God, even in terms of like religion or spirituality, that when you're chasing money, it's because you're attached to worldly possessions. For us, or for me, how I frame it is like, it's not the material aspect of money. That I don't give a shit about how much money I make or the things I'm going to be buying with it, right? Except for the Houston Rockets. Like I don't plan on like spending money at buying designer shit. And like, I mean, of course, like I'm going to flex every now and then, like I fucking work for it. But the essence of money is, my thing is how much contribution I'm adding to society, bro. Whenever it's like, dude, my goal is to be the best version of myself. And also, to go back to the Marianne Williamson poem, right? Not only to be as useful as I possibly can to society and help as many people as possible directly, but also indirectly, all the people that see me do it, they can't help but rise up as well, right? It's not like people, your friends and family around you, are, when you become the best version of yourself, are suddenly gonna fucking, I mean, either there's gonna be friction, or they're gonna rise to the occasion as well. Like they,
Again, yeah, when you say that, it's like, I talked about this before. It's like becoming that example. You know, it's like people you don't want to look for the example. You want to study certain people. You know, find a mentor, find many mentors out there, and then become them, and then become the example other people like look at. So when you also talked about value, how we like, you know, exchange money for value and stuff. That's what it is. Your time is valuable. You know, and when somebody says
exactly, bro,
time
100%.
is money or money is time, that's what they mean. The value that you put in with your hard work, with your work ethic, all the hours or whatever you did to earn that money, you put value behind it. And
Bro,
that's what
it's
you give, and you give value in return.
100%. I'm glad you brought that up. So you know how like there's kinetic energy and there's potential energy, bro? So like your time and the work that you're putting in, that's kinetic energy. Money is potential energy. So by putting in that work, you're making money, and then you can use that money to buy other people's potential. So like you don't
100%,
have to
yeah.
fucking raise a cow and, you know, for 10 years and kill it and cook it and whatever to get a hamburger. You can go to the store and other people have already
Yep.
done that shit for you. So like whenever you see it's either you can choose to see nothing as a miracle, or you can choose to see everything as a miracle, bro. Anytime you pay someone, right, it's because someone else fucking put money in for that work. So like you should be grateful for the things that, um whenever people are making money, it's not because they're greedy, right? Well, I mean, even if they were completely greedy, like for example, let's say Donald Trump. Everyone loves to hate Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, he's a billionaire, right? He didn't steal billions of dollars, right? How many jobs do you think he created? Even if he did it for completely greedy intentions, he created so many jobs. He created work. He created living environments for a lot of people. Like I mean, for
Can't
sure, some
deny he
people
did
got
do
hurt,
all that.
but I
Yeah.
think, I think his net effect on the world has been positive in terms of how much value he's added to various situations, bro. It's like how many people he's given jobs, like how many, um,
No, we can name all the pros,
even the
like
fact that we
everything
can talk about
behind
it
it.
right now in terms of
Yeah.
inspiration, right? Because on a micro level, your job. So there's that other story that I always love to say, where it was there's a wave that's just floating towards the shore, and he's just hanging out. He's all happy, and then he can see ahead of him, right? And he sees the other waves crashing onto the shore and just crashing and dying. He's like, "What the heck?" And he's like, "I'm I'm about to die too. I'm going towards the shore." Like, and then he's like, "Fuck!" And then the wave next to him is like, "Yo, what's wrong, bro? You all right?" And then the wave is like, "Dude, we're about to die." And the wave is like, the other wave is like, "Nah, bro, you're tripping. Chill out." And then the first wave is like, "No, dude, look ahead. Like we're about to crash into the ocean or crash into the shore and die." And the second wave said, "Brother, you're not a wave. You're the ocean." Right? So it's not like when your life ends, bro, like on a micro level, for sure, it's just your life, bro. But on a macro level, you're just a wave in the entire ocean that is like the human civilization, right? Like as an individual, I believe that we are imperfect, bro. But as a society, like this is we're living in a perfect world, right? Like it's not the people think of things in terms of 3D, right? But it's the 4D is the process. The process is perfect. You see what I'm saying? So it's not
Yeah.
like you're never gonna be perfect, but the process always will be perfect. A flower half unfolded is no less perfect, right? It's in the process of becoming a rose. So like whenever you start to love the process, then you also understand that so you start to love work, right? Because again, work has a bad connotation. So that's the whole thing that I'm driving at here is um, when work is something that you feel like, and the word discipline, right? Discipline also has a bad connotation. Discipline, like people use the same word to like whenever they're beating their kids, I discipline them. Like, so that's why that's
No,
why
that
discipline
people
has a
do
bad
that.
connotation, bro. But discipline is essentially self-love, right? If you love yourself truly, you wouldn't let yourself get drunk the night before you have something to do early morning, right? But in the moment, you're like, fuck you, dude. Like fuck you to me if tomorrow, like where you struggle with that problem tonight, I'm gonna get
We've
lit.
been there.
Right? So it's discipline is discipline is wanting the best for yourself, and then freedom from your own impulses, right? Freedom from your own. You don't want to be the dude that's like whimsically and just pulled in every single, like the dog from Up, squirrel. That's how everyone is, bro. People don't know how to stay on their fucking path. Like you have a goal, but you have to understand that your brain is easily distracted. So don't let your brain be your compass. That's why I always say like for me, like I've kind of internalized like my compass is my gut. So like I don't let, even just because my brain wants something, I don't give it any kind
Thought.
of
Any type
value
of
or worth to it.
yeah, value.
I don't
Yeah.
give it any weight because it's like fuck you, brain. You're like you don't know what you want.
No, for
Like you
sure.
even we were talking about how the reward system works, right? So I think we were talking about this earlier. It's pretty much your brains have evolved to keep you alive, right? So you have a reward system that's built ingrained into your brain that you cannot beat. You can't beat the reward system. So you should instead what you should try to do is learn to hack it. And beating the reward system is what people try to like. They focus on willpower. It's not about willpower, right? It's about hacking your reward system so that you start liking the things that because logically you know what things that you need to do to get from where you are to where you want to be, right? And where you want to be is the best version of yourself. But emotionally or physiologically, the only things that you're really going to do are the things that are giving you the dopamine hits. And where most people they fuck themselves is first of all like things like alcohol, weed, porn, um, fast food. Like they're literally created to cause unnatural spikes in dopamine, right? So then when you become desensitized to dopamine, the normal things that were supposed to like, that your brain has evolved to keep you alive to do, things like hitting goals, setting and hitting goals. That's where you're supposed to get your dopamine from naturally. And eating food at the right time. And oxytocin is when you spend time with loved ones. Serotonin is when you feel good about yourself and all that shit, right? So it's dose. You have to understand the physiological composition of your happiness. So the dose is DOFE. It's dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Endorphins you get from exercise. So that's the only one that I didn't mention. But like when you understand that there's literally what your body is doing, and you want to, in order to stay, what you can do is you can kind of hack your brain to the point where you love to do the work that you need to be doing, because everyone tries to change behavior or performance at a behavior level, right? They're just like, I'm gonna fucking start dieting tomorrow. But you can't start if you hate dieting and you're forcing yourself to diet even though you hate dieting. How long do you think you're gonna last? Instead, what if you could trick yourself to love dieting, right? You actually enjoy dieting. How much longer do you think you're gonna last? So
It all comes down to like I mean, just chime in real quick. It all comes down to like looking at different perspectives too, like looking at it from a positive standpoint. Again, you say tricking your mind. I don't think it's tricking it. It's kind of just like looking at it as a positive effect. Like again, it comes down to like again that peace of mind, the happiness within you. Like again, you're doing it through experience. Experience happiness while you're going through this, or like try your best to think of a happy memory while you're doing something like that. Think of like again goal oriented stuff. Like when you go
that's
down
why
that.
I'm so excited for this podcast, bro. I'm literally about to share like the number one secret to for all the motherfuckers. No one reads books anymore for whatever reason. So for all you fucks that don't read, it's cool because I got you covered, bro. Like I read all the books, so I can share the knowledge with you guys. But today, dude, meta scripts, like this one's crazy, right? So like Umar was saying, when you can what your perception is a function of what you focus on. and what you're focusing on is basically like for someone who loves dieting, like you understand that there are people out there that actually love to diet, right?
Yeah, no, I
So it's
believe
not
it.
like everyone who's dieting is like suffering. There are people who love their diet. So what are the scripts that are going on inside of the head of the person who loves to diet, right? There I so I mean, what would you say it is, bro?
I mean, first things right. I think
What would they love? What would they
I
love?
love
But
cooking.
they love cooking.
I
Okay,
love
they love
cooking.
cooking their own
Yes.
food for sure.
Yeah.
They love
Um.
feeling they love feeling fantastic, right?
Yeah, they
They
love
love
feeling.
looking fantastic, right? They love knowing that they're gonna live for a long time and be there for their family and
They
be
love
able to
knowing where the
support.
next meal is gonna come from because they already made it. You know, like they know that. They know the preparation they've done to get them where they want to be.
Dude, and knowing that they're like just even health, like for example, people sleep on how crucial health is because for or whatever reason, if it's not something that we're is bothering us right now, we just we don't give a fuck. Like if even if
Yeah,
it's like it's gonna bother me in 2 years, nah, I'll deal with it then. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts. It's true. We do
so,
we do put off a
but
lot of like
so
important things.
dude, so the health thing, the story I love about for how important health is say you're living the dream, right? You're on a private island and you got someone manicuring your toes and you got someone else feeding you grapes and someone's giving you like a massage and everything is good, life's good, everything's bills are paid for, you're chilling, you're taking care of your family, but you got a motherfucking sore throat, right? What is the only thing that's gonna you're gonna be thinking about? Is your fucking sore throat, bro. It's like how sore your fucking throat is. That's how crucial health is. So not taking care of your health, you could get everything right, but if you have like horrible back pain when you're 50, you literally don't give a fuck about the billions of dollars that you have. You're just like, I'd literally give away everything to get rid of this fucking back pain. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But like people want to focus so hard on the billions that like they don't want to but they're like I'm okay with destroying my back until your back starts hurting and then it's like fuck you can't concentrate on anything else, so that's why
Yep.
so when you understand that, right? So okay, sorry, I went off on a crazy tangent that had
No,
nothing to
you're
do.
good.
So anyway, so when you understand that, so you understand your so this is here's the juicy part, right? So your meta scripts are for pretty much every single topic. You have three basic broad categories of scripts. So if I'm talking about, let's say, dieting for this example, the first one is love, the things you love about it, right? Second one is the things that you hate in relation to that topic, and the third one is the things that you don't give a fuck about, right? And it's crucial that a lot of people don't understand that there's the I don't give a fuck about category. So they try to put things in hate that logically don't belong in hate, right? So for dieting, for someone who doesn't like dieting, this is how their meta script would look, right? So, dude, I love being able to eat whatever I want when I want it, right? Dude, I
Not
love
counting calories.
yeah, I love burgers. No, this is
Yeah.
someone who doesn't want to diet.
Yeah.
So, okay,
I
yeah,
don't want to count calories. Yeah.
I love not being able to, not being not eating boring food every single day. I love that I don't have to stick to a routine and every meal is an adventure and I get to figure out where I go to eat for food or whatever. I love not having to wonder, about when I'm gonna cook my food or what I have to do for grocery shopping or whatever. I love eating burgers and shit, and I'm never gonna fucking not eat burgers and milkshakes. That's my shit. Um, and even like they'll start rationalizing. I love putting on calories so I can bulk, right? I'm dirty bulking. And then so what are the things that they hate? They hate counting calories. They hate meal prepping. They hate grocery shopping. They hate cooking their own meals. They hate eating this similar same thing almost every day. They hate when their meals become predictable, right? And what are the things that they don't give a fuck about? They don't give a fuck about how tired they get after every single meal, right? They're not so like the thing and the category that you don't give a fuck about is huge because your brain can only focus on a couple things at a time and everything else you just don't give a fuck about, right? So, but the thing is, what you don't have to realize is all the things that you don't give a fuck about, you're not focusing on, right? So, whenever people who love drinking, they're not focusing on the fact that they have a hangover tomorrow because if they did focus on that, they wouldn't like drinking as much. They're just putting it off or completely ignore it. So there are bad aspects to it, but whenever you like something so much, you just completely ignore the bad aspects to it. It's like the honeymoon phase whenever you get into a relationship with a girl, right? As soon as you start dating her, like if she talks too much, it's like, oh, it's so cute that she talks too much or whatever. And then as soon as that honeymoon phase is over, it's like, what is this bitch gonna shut the fuck up, right? It's the same things that so the things that so whenever your meta scripts are changing, suddenly the entire relationship is upside down, right? It's the same thing as your relationship with dieting. So the people who don't want to diet, they don't give a fuck about like how their health will be in 5 to 10 years. They don't give a fuck about they'll have 2 times as much energy, which means they can put in 2 times as much work, which means they can be 2 times as successful, which means they can provide 2 times as much for their kids, right? They don't give, they're not, is that something that they focused on? They don't give a fuck about how important nourishment is to their performance or how important their performance today affects them, their overall momentum, and how their overall momentum this quarter, this year affects the possibilities that are awesome. I mean, open to them next year, right? Because like everything that we're working on, bro, like the more successful we get, that just means more doors are opening. So like that's also like so, but that comes out to be the best you can possibly be at the end of your life. You have to be the best you can possibly be today, right? And in order to do that, you got to be fueling yourself, right? So whenever you're eating to live versus living to eat, right? Eating to live, eating so your food is just a means to an end. It's a source of nourishment, and it's order to get me my best. So now your meta scripts are completely different. So someone who loves dieting, their love, I hate, and I don't give a fuck categories will go like this, right? So they love being 10 out of 10. They're feeling 10 out of 10 every single day. They love that they have control over their energy levels and know when their spikes and their lows are, their valleys are, their peaks and their valleys. They love that they know that they're intentionally not going to cause any sort of harm to their body, and they treat their body like a temple in their body. Now their skin and everything is fucking fantastic as well too. Their skin, the nails, their overall and how unfoggy their brain is, right? The shit that they love being able to know that they can be their best version of themselves for them, their tribe, their family, at work, whatever. The things that they hate being sluggish whenever they're at work or they're spending time with someone that they love. They hate getting fat. They hate
wasting all that money.
They hate wasting all that money. They can't fucking stand like when it's something that you can't fucking stand, right? So now your meta scripts are different. And then what do you don't give a fuck about? I don't give a fuck about how bland my food is every single day, even if it is bland. I don't give a fuck about the fact that I have to eat the same thing. Because now when the things that they love are so big and the things that they hate are so fucking they hate, they can't stand it. I don't give a fuck. So it's like, okay, I don't give a fuck about the fact that sometimes whenever I go out to my friends, I have to get a salad and it makes me look like a pussy. Like that's not something but for the people who hate it, that one is that thing that I just said, the not looking like a pussy is in their hate category. So the people who, if subconsciously you believe that eating a salad whenever I'm with my friends, again, I'm just going off on a tangent on the random diet example.
Yeah.
But eating a salad while I'm with my friends, if that's something that you hate, how long are you going to stick to your diet? Right? It's not sustainable, bro. So why this is so fucking powerful is because, like I always say, this is key, right? Your burnout or fatigue, mental fatigue, all that shit is not caused by physical activity. It's caused by mental activity, mental resistance towards what you're doing, right? There's a reason that for me, I can play basketball for 3 hours, but if I'm reading a textbook, I'm burned out in 10 minutes, right? Because my brain is basically working against the fact that I believe that reading textbooks or whatever are in my metascript in terms of the hate category means I'm focusing on all the shitty parts about reading this textbook, which means my brain is completely working against itself. So it's fucking burned out in 10 minutes, right? And then I need to take a break, and then I do make any excuse to not go back to doing that, and I'll go watch. This is back whenever I was in high school, so I'll go watch YouTube TV or some shit. But understanding that the things that you love, when you can really, because again, just because you write out your manuscripts and you change them one time, they won't change internally. You got to like reaffirm them over and over and over and over again. But once it gets to a point where you actually love doing something, you can do it for hours. That's whenever life is not supposed to be easy. I mean, life is not supposed to be a struggle, bro. It can be easy. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Michael Jordan like hated playing basketball? Like, of course, or Kobe woke up at 3 a.m. because he hated playing basketball? Was waking up
Hell
at
no.
3 a.m. different? I mean, difficult? Yes, but it wasn't his I don't give a fuck category. He doesn't give a fuck about waking up at 3 a.m. because he loves playing basketball and he loves being the best and he loves knowing that he turned over every stone that day before he was done with his day, right?
Exactly. I mean, dude, when I think about waking up that freaking early, all I see is just either me doing push-ups or somebody on my team doing push-ups, which is you or somebody else. And I'm just like, fuck that. You know, it's again like you made me download that Alarmy app, right?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, it worked. Okay, it got me
Dude,
up.
I think even more yeah, the Alarmy app is yeah, quick side note, if anyone is having trouble waking up in the mornings, there's an app called Alarmy. One of the so in order to turn off the alarm, one of the features is you have to you can select the feature, but you have to scan a barcode in order for the or a QR code or whatever for the alarm to turn off. So like for everyone on our team, bro, we downloaded Alarmy and we have the barcode set to the coffee machine or whatever. So the alarm doesn't fucking turn off until you go to the coffee machine and you scan the coffee machine. This motherfucker today, instead of doing it, he just deleted the app, bro. So there,
I didn't want to go
you just
downstairs, but
sometimes
it
you
still
just
got me
can't
up.
win. Sometimes
It
you just
got
don't
me.
win. Some people just want to see the world burn, bro. So
It got me.
I
It got me up
don't
out of
know.
bed though. Got me up out of bed.
No,
All right,
but
I still got my
the app is like
coffee.
even if you close the app and all that shit, the alarm is not going to turn off until
I know,
you go do that shit. So it's like so people
but I had to think
who are
smart
fighting with
too. I had to
themselves in the
think
morning.
smart.
Yeah, it is. Whoever invented it was there definitely a need for that in the market. But that being
Facts.
said, bro, but yesterday, remember when we rewrote your meta script for in terms of like going to sleep early? Because again, another pro tip, it's not waking up early that's hard, it's going to sleep early that's fucking hard. Because if you're sleeping 7 hours before whenever you wake up, you can wake up then. It's not your body needs 7 hours to sleep, right? So it's where what time do you want to wake up? Okay, we need to start waking up at 4. Cool. Subtract 7. Now you're at -3. No, I'm just kidding. You're at 9 p.m. You're at 9 the night before, right? So now it's okay, cool. I need to get to sleep by 9. But your entire life, you've been sleeping at 12 or 11, like Umar. And now it's really hard for him to fucking wrap his head around sleeping at 9. So it's like, all right, bro, let's write this out. Let's write your meta script out right now, right? So like, what do you no, I mean, I was just gonna give them the
Oh,
overview of
okay.
what we talked about
Cool.
yesterday. So okay, let's write your meta scripts out right now. So what did you love about going to sleep? You know, staying up past 9, staying up late, staying up till 11 or 12. He's like, bro, I get playing Call of Duty with the boys. It's like my me time. I kind of, I enjoy like I don't like going to sleep right after dinner. I don't know. I feel weird going to sleep that early. I'm not tired when I get to bed. And I was like, all right, cool. You're not tired because you're not fucking waking up on time. But and then I was like, cool. What are the things that you hate? The things that he hated about going to sleep early was it's difficult. Like it feels like the entire rest of the world is awake, right? So now you feel like you're missing out on shit. Um, but and then what are the things that you don't give a fuck about? He was like, well, because he was trying to wake up. I mean, go to sleep at 11 and wake up at 4, and it's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna beat your biology
Yeah,
fucking clock,
balance.
right?
You have to have a nice balance. That's what it is. That's all it takes. And it's not really, again, when you mention discipline, it's not like, whipping yourself or, torturing yourself with all those alarms. It's like it's creating that trigger, creating that meta script, like, again, putting it in your head, implementing it in a mental state that, like, I got to get this done, you
Dude,
know?
yeah, hacking your brain to where you love it, right? When
And
it's
when
something that
when
you
I woke
love,
up this morning and we got on the first call, what did you call this? You call this a big win.
it was a
This is
huge win, bro. And
exactly. So you got to think of it that way. You don't. It's not really a big win, but when you think of it that way, and when somebody says it's a big win to you, it really pumps you up. Honestly, it really jumpstarts that person and
dude,
that and yourself.
right. That's what people tangibly feel. Here's what's going on under the hood, right? When you're doing something that you love, your brain is producing dopamine. When you're doing something that you hate, your brain is producing cortisol. So if you're forcing yourself to do something that you hate, it takes a huge amount of willpower to overcome all that fucking cortisol that your brain is producing, right? You only have so much willpower during the day. You can make maybe 3 big decisions. Everything else is habit. Your habits are stored in your basal ganglia. It's in a different part of your brain. So your habits don't require any willpower. Your habits happen automatically. It doesn't take any willpower to wait for you to wake up and go brush your teeth. It doesn't take your any. So whenever you can make your daily routine a routine and transfer all that shit to your basal ganglia, and now use your entire brain's reserves of willpower for a day, which is not a lot. Like again, you got 3 to 5 big decisions that you can make a day. Um, in terms of changing when you get to a fork in the road, doing the right thing instead of doing the easy thing. So there are 3 to 5 decisions that you can make in a day. So, but when you understand where those inflection points are, and you slowly change your routine over fucking time, you first of all, your dopamine is you get dopamine spikes when you're on a path, right? Your emotions are meant to keep you in alignment. So what your dopamine, but your brain is, again, it's outdated. So right now, for like shit like fast food, shit like porn, shit like drinking, shit like alcohol, shit like weed, shit like sex, shit like porn. Again, porn is crazy for men, bro. Porn is like the cigarettes of today, guys. Like
Yeah,
everyone's fucking doing it. Everyone's just doing it, and they're just thinking that it's okay. And motherfuckers are just dying. They're gonna die at the age of 40 because of whatever. Because the yeah, brain. Anyway, so it's but what it does is it hacks your dopamine shit. So now the same system, the same internal GPS that has been evolved over a million years to keep you in alignment with your path and your goals and all that shit, keep you on path to becoming, at least it doesn't give a fuck about making you as successful as possible. It's just trying to keep you alive. But keeping you on your path is what keeps you alive in your brain thing. But whatever. Instead of doing that, now you completely recalibrated to like, now you're living to smoke, or you're living to like, you're looking forward to the weekend. That's like the fucking highlight of your day, bro. If Sunday night is your least favorite time of the week, like, you're doing it wrong, right? You should be looking forward to the projects that you have coming over this week, but that's because your meta scripts are fucked. For whatever reason, you condition your brain to tell yourself that you hate working, you hate doing work, right? And if that's something that's how your meta scripts are currently ingrained, as they're currently scripted, while you're working, your cortisol, you're gonna be cranky, you're gonna hate work, except for, I mean, there might be some few instances of flow where you kind of leave your body. I mean, not leave your body, but you kind of escape your emotions. You're just completely immersed in what you're doing. But for the most part, you're just kind of fucking pissed that you're at work while you're at work if you hate work, right? But
yeah.
but people, and then people would just want to change it on, again, like a fucking behavior level instead of changing at their internal level. So if you want to start working out, you got to love working out first. But in order to love working out, you have to understand that all the benefits that working out can bring for you. But then you have to rewrite your meta script from if you hate working out, the things that you hate is, dude, I don't have time to go to the fucking gym every day. Like, I hate the time that I waste going to the gym. I hate fucking having to watch what I eat, and it takes way too much time to like meal plan and meal prep and all that shit. I hate, but all the things that you take in that are normally in your hate category, you put them in the I don't give a fuck category. I don't give a fuck about the time that it takes for me to prepare my food. So all the bad things about it, you got to put them in about whatever you're trying to accomplish. You got to put them in the I don't give a fuck about category. But that only works rationally if the things that you love are so powerful that you don't give a fuck about all the bad things that are associated with it. When you like doing anything so much, you don't care about all the bad things. For example, there are always, again, everything, there are opportunity costs, there are bad things associated with everything, but your brain is completely oblivious to the I don't give a fuck. So you just don't even pay attention to them because, again, your brain can only focus on so many things at once. So while I was playing basketball excessively, right, I didn't give a fuck about the time that it took, or the opportunity cost about like how I could better be spending my time. While I was just being a piece of shit and sleeping until 11 p.m. today, I love getting to sleep. I hated waking up early, and I didn't give a fuck about how much time I was wasting. And I only have 30,000 days. Again, it's something that if you
This
listen
dude
to any
still
of our
he
podcasts,
writes it down every morning in his journal.
I know today's 9,401. I wrote it on my wrist as well today.
On his wrist. Wow.
It's on my wrist, so I know what day it is. Like, you only have, again, guys, 30,000. Every person only has 30,000 days. So wasting your time. So now when my meta scripts are like, but what I'm trying to point out is, like, I've deliberately designed my meta scripts to get me to where I want to be. So I've deliberately designed my meta scripts to, like, I hate wasting the fucking valuable time that I have. I love overcoming all the internal resistance. And again, the resistance is never going to go away. But when it's like, your resistance is like, hello, resistance, my old friend. Like, I'm like, whatever.
I swear to God, that
in
thing
your
creeps
mind
up on you fast.
every day, bro. And then again, like, I kind of, because I use my gut to kind of as my compass other than my brain, because your brain is so fucking unreliable and inconsistent. It's such a piece of shit. Like, using your brain or using your rationalizations, like, is whenever you're an amateur, bro. And amateurs work when they feel like it, or they feel inspired, they feel motivated. Professionals get up and go to fucking work no matter what, right? Like, even if professionals play sick, professionals play hurt, like professionals work in the rain. It's fucking snow, Tails, it doesn't give a fuck. I
100%.
don't get so if when you're becoming professional about not just your work, but you're also taking your health that seriously, and you're also taking your everything that seriously. But it starts by training your meta scripts so you're not fucking self-sabotaging yourself, right? You don't, and again, we always talk about it's the horse that is being forced to run or has been trained every time you get on the track, you're just kicking it, you're kicking it and you're forcing it to run. In a race, it's never gonna beat the horse that at the gate, before the gates open, you're literally have to hold that motherfucker back because he can't wait to be on the track. Running is his favorite thing in the world, right? The horse, but people want to always overtrain that horse. And I mean, how you train a championship horse is, again, for anyone who didn't hear the story the first time, how you train a championship horse is when you let it run, right? And then whenever it's done running, you take it out, like bring it home, and tomorrow you do it again. And running is now something that it loves. It fucking loves running because you didn't overtrain it, right? Like whenever you're training a dog, you got to train the dog slowly because when it gets to the point where the dog's been conditioned that like doing whatever trick is negative, like it's not going to do it. So you got to condition a positive, is the whole positive response.
Positive reinforcement on certain things that you
right, and it's a physiological thing, right? That's not what people are. So you can train your physiology on how you react to it using metascript. So knowing what you love, you hate, and you don't give a fuck about it. And then now once you understand your metascript, when you're reflecting over your day, because you're not perfect, you will fucking stray from your path every single day. But whenever you stray from your path to, because it takes time for you to get your metascript to from where they currently are to where you want them to be. First step is knowing where exactly you want them to be, right? Like currently, I mean, just because you tell yourself you like dieting doesn't mean, oh, there you go, I like dieting. But like you slowly over time, you can train your brain to actually like dieting to something that you look forward to. But now you're changing your metascripts to where you're the horse that fucking loves running, right? So if you love dieting, you love working out, how much easier is it to be healthy and successful and fucking overflowing with energy and be like vibrant and radiant and the light that comes in every single room versus being the guy who just fucking ate a whole box of pizza in his room by himself. Like you can feel both of the people's energy. It's two different kind of energies when you walk into a room, bro. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just an internal thing. There's external implications of everything that you're doing as well. So, yeah. So I guess to tie it back.
I know you want to keep going, bro. If you want to, I mean, keep going.
Yeah, bro. Shit, bro. So okay, all right. Let me talk about critical moments real fast too, and then I guess we'll kind of wrap it up because I've been rambling for an hour now. It feels like. But so critical moments, right? So now you can when you're reflecting over your day, you know either your day didn't go. Again, we always talk about you give yourself a rating out of 10, and then so today was a 4 out of 10. Then you add +1 to whatever rating you gave it. Okay, so what would today have to have been like for it to have been a 5 out of 10, right? Whenever you're just done with a 4 out of 10, you don't aim for tomorrow to be a 10 out of 10. If today was a 4 out of 10, aim for tomorrow to be a 5 out of 10. Right now, it's very manageable, achievable, and there's no internal friction whenever you're trying to set out for that goal because it's like I want today to be 1% better than it was tomorrow. So cool. Now today, where did I fuck up? What are things that I did today that I can change tomorrow to get from 4 out of 10 to 5 out of 10? What are the critical moments? Again, there's like 2 or 3 big decisions that you could have made that pretty much your momentum decided the rest of your day, right? So when you got out of bed and you didn't feel like getting out of bed and but you did anyway, and then you got up and you went and showered, that's a huge moment. That's a huge victory. That victory fucking determines how the rest of your day goes, right? So you don't have to fix everything in your day. Focus on fixing that one fucking inflection point first. When I get up, I'm gonna get out of bed. Okay, tomorrow you did it again because you're a piece of shit. Cool. You write your critical moments. You write. So you write your. No, bro, this is me. I had to go over this shit for so long. I'm just bugging. So for critical moments, for my critical moment, so what exactly is the exact moment that I need to be waiting for? Because I know my brain is like fucking Benedict Arnold and it's gonna betray me whenever the time is right. So you have to know when exactly your brain is gonna betray you, right? Because my brain betrays me every morning right when I get out of bed, no matter like how much I want to wake up early in the morning. As soon as my alarm rings in the morning, like it's like nope. Like even turn my phone off, like everything, like just fucking throw that shit away. Like so you can't. But so what? So the critical moment is right when I wake up and my alarm is ringing. Cool. So this is how we journal every day as well. So this is a very, again, I've done the whole stream of conscious journaling. I've done bullet journaling. I've been every sort of every sort of journal method. Critical moment journaling has been the most impactful in terms of actual tangible results and tangible changes to not only my behavior, but also like how I felt about the behavior that I was doing. Because again, what you focus on is where you end up, or what you end up manifesting. So when you're focusing on all the benefits instead of focusing on just avoiding the shit that you hate, like you got to use the carrot and the stick, right? And the I don't give a fuck about, which is what a lot of people don't care talk about. But so now, for what was the example that we were just talking about? Oh yeah, the right when you wake up. So critical moment. This is how, this is also the format that with the syntax that we use. CM dot 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 is, what is that shit called? A colon. It's a colon. CM colon or a dash. That you can use either. And then you put what exactly the critical moment. So the critical moment is right when I woke up, and the alarm was ringing, and I really didn't fucking feel like getting out of bed. Cool. That was a critical moment, right? So now that triggered, what that basically did is it triggered a behavior pattern in your head. But this behavior pattern isn't you, bro. It's just a conditioned response of all the arbitrary decisions you've made throughout your entire life, right? You can, what that means is you can fucking change. You can be whoever you want to be. But like, it doesn't change. You don't start changing at a behavior level. You change it at an internal level, at a metascript level. So now, so CM dash whenever I wake up. So X is the fucking lie that you told yourself. And again, because right when you're waking up, it's not, you don't tell yourself, nah, dude, fuck, I hate my life. Like, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Fuck that shit. Like, you always tell yourself some lie that sounds really good in the moment. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Honestly, I'll be a lot better today. I'll perform a lot better if I get that extra hour of sleep. Or even if it's like 10 minutes won't hurt, and I'll be a lot happier. Like, but
10
pay
minutes
attention
like
exactly.
2 hours.
Once you start journaling like this, you start noticing the exact fucking lie that you told yourself, right? So it's not just like, I don't want to get up. There's something that you lied, some rationalization that you said to yourself. And then under it, we put $ dash. And now this is what you wanted the thought script to be. This is where you can, so now this is what you wanted the internal dialogue to be. So now you rewrite that internal dialogue, right? So now when that critical moment happens, you're basically rewiring your brain to have a different thought pattern than the thought pattern that's currently exists because of what you conditioned your brain over, however long you've been alive. So now what you actually want the thought pattern to be is whenever you get up and you're tired and you don't feel like shit, or you feel like shit, you want to go back to sleep, and you just don't feel because you're not going to feel like you get over 50% of the time, no matter how disciplined you are. Every day when you wake up, you're gonna feel like you can go back to sleep, right? Especially when the more successful and it becomes. That's why we talk about we're savages, bro. Like no matter how much fucking money we make, I'm gonna wake up at fucking 3. I don't give like I'm not gonna get soft just because I make money, bro. The goal is that's why also why our 30-year goal is to buy the fucking Houston Rockets, right?
We always say that.
And I want to mention it every single day. Our 30-year goal is to buy the Houston Rockets, which means even after I build my fucking 10 8-figure companies or whatever, I'm still not even close to there. So it's like there's no excuse for me to ever get complacent, right? Like, but a lot of people, like, again, they blow their load too fast because they don't set their fucking long-term goals big enough. And also, like, their metascripts are wrong. What they loved is they just loved wanting to flex on people. You can start flexing on people as soon as you hit 1 million. But now when they got what they wanted, they're no longer motivated to get more, right? They're no longer. That's why every artist that you see, like, their first album is their best album, because those motherfuckers were hungry, and then they got soft. Like Wiz Khalifa fell off, bro. Like, no offense, Wiz, bro. Like, the old Wiz was fucking fire. But then, like, I mean, not just Wiz, every single artist. Like, your old shit is the best, but the metascripts were wrong. They weren't. Now Drake's got the right metascript, right? Drake is trying to be the greatest of all time. Drake is trying to drop every album if he wants to be better than his last one. LeBron's got the right metascript. So you think LeBron could sustain the shit that he's been doing if he didn't love what he did? So he doesn't give a fuck about everything, all the struggle and how early he wakes up and the hate that he gets or whatever. Like, he loves putting in the work and he hates coming up short when the time is right. Now, when those are your 3 guiding principles, your behavior will automatically align towards wherever you want it to be, bro. So then when you get your behavior on a daily level right, then your weekly performance goes up, you start hitting your monthly targets, and now you've rewired your dopamine to where you actually crave hitting your goals the same way you crave porn or whatever your addictions are right now. Because again, everyone has addictions, right? Whether you crave fast food, the same way you crave Chick-fil-A, the same way you crave potato chips. Yeah, bro. So that's how you fucking that's the journaling that we do. That's how you use Metascript to change your entire life. This is the most useful thing that I've ever learned. Um, sorry
No,
for
this is
speaking at a
definitely
million
something
miles an
that I've
hour.
actually really like helped me as well. Like creating the I remember Akash took out a whole Sunday just to like sit down and create this whole Metascript for me. And when he was going through it, I didn't even understand what Metascript was. But when he went through it, telling me the process of, you know, turning the things you hate into the things you want to love, crave, kind of create that, you know, habit, create that task inside you that wakes you up in the morning. And honestly, like, dude, like I woke up this morning. Yes, I probably didn't get enough sleep. That's the excuse I was telling myself. But I wanted to wake up. I didn't have to. I didn't need to do any of it. I wanted to.
You
You
get
know, like
exactly, bro. Whenever it gets something that you have to do it becomes something that you get to do. It's a completely different. So
just a
the
shift.
grind culture or the hustle culture that we live in. This is something that I've done for so long too. Like I'll set extremely high standards for myself, and then I won't fucking do anything, and then I'll just hate myself. And like it's like flooring a car, like you're pedal to the metal, but it's got a fucking parachute behind it, right? No matter how
Facts.
much you floor it, bro, the car is not gonna go as fast as you want it to go, right? It's so a lot of people are just hustling or trying to grind or trying to outwork it, but like I hate this shit. I hate what I'm fucking doing right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. When that's the mentality, you're gonna burn out, bro. Whenever you don't have to hate what you're doing. So whenever you love what you're doing, you can work for fucking hours, right? There
100%.
whenever you hear artists or rappers or whatever, they're in the studio like I fucking live in the studio, bro. When you hear athletes, professional athletes, they live at the gym, bro. They love what they do. They fucking would rather like they only go home to sleep. But people who are working 9 to 5, they try to fucking arrive 10 minutes late and leave 15 minutes early, and hopefully no one caught them leaving. And like they're trying to get the fuck out of there as soon as possible, bro. Like so whenever and the only reason they go to fear is because they don't want to lose their job. Like how good is your performance be? And then you're gonna burn out immediately because again you burn out. Your how fast you burn out depends on how much you love what you're doing. So the only way you're gonna get to where you want to go is if you love the fucking process and you love everything that you have to do to get there. You can train your fucking brain to love the because you can train your brain to focus on the things that you need to be loving and the things that you need to be hating and the things that you don't give a fuck about. And then you can train your critical moments to fucking change, make small incremental changes that over the course of 90 days or course of year become fucking massive tsunamis, bro. Like and then you become the best version of yourself, and then you contribute to society. And again, it's your fucking obligation to become the best version of yourself because it's not the most selfish thing that you can do. It's literally the most selfless thing that you could do is to fucking shine because whenever people who know you see you shining, they're like, I could do that too. And then you fucking inspire people. And as in on a macro level, our purpose on this earth is to inspire the next generation. That's it. Wilt Chamberlain was great 60 years ago. No one gives a fuck. I saw Kobe be great. That inspired me, right? So people who were great, Alexander the Great was great 1,000 years ago. I don't give a fuck. But like, I saw Obama be great in front of me, bro. I'm watching who are the other people? LeBron defy all biology and shit right now. Like, I saw Conor McGregor go. I watched the documentary where he went from welfare and then just worked his way to becoming fucking winning in 2 separate weight classes and then going to boxing and then coming back and just being just defying. So whenever you see people doing it, it hits different. But again, my kids are not going to be able to see Kobe do the things that Kobe did, or Connor or LeBron. So they're just stories from the past. Like it's like Santa Claus. Like it doesn't affect them. But when my kids see me doing it, it hits different, bro. Whenever people younger in their generation see me doing it, like the Gary V of this generation is so fucking important. It's so important that people like Gary V exist in the world that we live today. And all right, Umar is getting mad at me, so I'll fucking stop.
I'm
Right?
not getting mad. I'm
No,
not mad.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kind of not. We have work to do too, bro. I would fucking talk
Yeah.
for a while. All right, guys. Bye.
All right.